Yo, crazy Superman here, hamster number 7, dropping bomb. I'm going to compare the difference between the Segway S Max and the Inmotion V8F. The Segway is a two-wheel self-balance standing transportation device, and the Inmotion V8F is a one-wheel manual balance transportation device. When you stand on this, you literally will feel like you are flying. Now we're going to compare the difference so you kind of know which one you want to get into it. There is no all good or bad, they have their own advantage and disadvantage.
Now I'm going to show everyone going over the traffic light. With EUC, it's a little bit more difficult. First, you have to unmount, press the button, and you have to get off your EUC. So you have to step out like this and then wait for the green light. Once you got the green light, you have to hop again and go. On the Segway, you don't have to get off, and it's much more a smooth, easier process, especially for beginner. When I was learning EUC, going over the traffic light will create a lot of stress for me, because getting off, getting on is kind of a difficult part for beginner. Right now, I'm going to show everybody going over the traffic light with the Segway. In comparison, this is much easier because you don't have to get off. You just do nothing. You stay where you are. Now you press the button, and turn to the direction you want to go. And because you don't have to get off, you just have to stand, do nothing. Once the light is green, you go. So, in comparison, this is a much easier process when comparing with EUC. Now, I'm going to show everybody when you have to go through a gate. Open it, turn around, and close it. It is a little bit more difficult because your feet need to get off and you have to do this turning motion. For beginner, it will take a while to learn. Now, using the Segway, going over the gate, close the gate is much easier. First of all, I don't have to get off. I can stand on the platform, just open it. And here, I don't have to get off. I just turn around, close the gate, lock the gate. It's a much easier process with Segway. There are many ways to play this. Right now, it's on the knee control. So, to do the left turn, right turn, you can use the knee. And if you want, you can use the handlebar control. Right? Now, for most people, their hand can have more precise movement. It's just how the way we get used to set up in society. I mean, we use our hand for computer, for cooking. Like for most people, they will get more accurate control from hand. Because with knee and other body control, it takes practice, takes time to learn and to become more precise. But hand is instantly because for most people, you can use a lot of your hand. Now, besides that, you can also completely remove this bar and you can connect to a GoKart. This goes in. Let's go for a ride. In the beginning, the hand control is easier to learn, but once you become better, you will want to use the knee control because hands-free, it feels much better. Because your hand can be drinking coffee, can be play with phone, check on phone. You're not supposed to. You should be looking at the road condition. Once I actually fall because I was checking on the phone. I hit a post and then I fall during a delivery. So as you can see, the Segway is very versatile. Right now, I'm gonna show everybody going straight line. For going straight line, it's much easier on the EUC Inmotion V8F because the bigger wheel create a spinning driver force, make it easier to balance, more smooth. And going through obstacle, because the wheel is bigger, it is much more comfortable, much safer, and easier going through obstacle. Alright, right now I'm on the Segway S Max for going straight. When going straight, because the wheel is smaller on the Segway, so you don't have the gyro force spinning helping you to propel. But because it's on the two-wheel balance, so it's actually not so bad. Now, when going through obstacle, on the Segway S Max, it's actually dangerous. For example, there's a gap right here. If I want to get on there, I need to use 45 degree, one wheel on, then the other wheel on. This is very important because I fall many times because of this reason. If you have two wheel going on directly, quickly, the wheel will jump up. As soon as the wheel lifts off from the ground, it will automatically lose balance and you will fall. So for going through obstacle with Segway, you have to be extremely careful. Otherwise, you might get serious injury. If you bump your head, it might be very, very bad. Inmotion V8F, the best advantage is that because you are on one wheel, so your body is actually busier doing the balance. Let me turn this on. So it doesn't do the self-balance like the Segway would do, but that's what makes it fun. Like when you are riding this, you have to devote sort of 20 to 30% of your energy, mental energy, to balance the unicycle. Especially when you're slowing down, when you are stopping, when you're just starting, you need that extra effort to manually balance with your feet. So you are a little bit busier in terms of your feet. So in the beginning, this is very difficult because the manual process, balance process is different. But once you learn the skill, it is actually more fun because you feel more connected. Like depending on how you shift your body, the wheel move along with you. Okay, Inmotion V8F. Right now, I'm doing the smoothness test. Here is where you have a lot of turn. Now, with UC Inmotion V8F, it totally connects to your body. So you have to sort of use your body to turn beside your leg, and it's a whole body motion. It is actually more fun, and it's a difficult feeling to describe when you are using your body going through the turning. And now I'm going to show everybody the riding smoothness. Right here there is a lot of turning, so with Segway S Max you actually get more precise control and easier to master. It's quite smooth and it is a lot of fun. On the EUC, it's also kind of smooth too. So in this category, I say it's kind of a tight. It's a tight. Where this one, with the Segway S Max, you can move your body. The machine doesn't connect to you. Like only the knee control bar and the hand control bar. When you move that, the machine is connected to you. But with EUC, Inmotion V8F, the whole thing is connected to you. Like when you are making a right turn, you are actually using your shoulder, right? When your shoulder twists to the right, you turn to the right. If you twist to the left, you turn to the left. When you squat, this one will slow down. When you tippy toe, it will speed up. So this is more connect to your body. And so that's the fun part. And now I'm gonna show everybody parking. For Segway S Max, the parking is extremely easy because there's a kickstand. So all you have to do is press the power button and literally you can park anywhere. But for EUC is more trouble. You have to find somewhere safe to lean. Even you lean it might fall off. So this is just the nature of things. In this particular model, I'm able to customize the sound. So for example, let me turn this off.
Shut down.
See, it speaks to you. I'm able to customize every little sound. I turn it on.
Wrecking ball online.
And if I turn on the light,
Ready for combat.
and when I turn off the light,
The hamster appreciates your help.
and when I'm charging, it will say repair. And when it's fully charged, it will say recovered. Like I play the Overwatch game, so this sound effect makes me enjoy the product much more. Now I'm on the EUC and I'll show everybody going through the elevator. Now with EUC, Inmotion V8F, you have to 1 feet step out because this is how you
maintain balance when you are not moving. And the elevator comes, let's get in. So you kind of have to walk like this, go into the floor you want. On the Segway, you can just stand still, but this one you have to step out. So it's a little bit trickier to learn to maintain the balance with one feet. Now I'm going to show everybody going through the elevator. So it is much easier on the Segway because you don't have to get off. Let's go down. So you can go right in, no problem. You don't have to step out. Then you can stay where you are, don't move. So this is more convenient if you have to go through the elevator. With the EUC, it'll be more trouble because you have to get off. Now, I've talked about the advantage for the Segway is the versatility and the ease of balance, right? And for the EUC, Inmotion V8F, is the connection to your body, like how it interacts with the body and all these really fun sound effects. Now, I'm going to doing the obstacle course with EUC Inmotion V8F. Now with this, it's a little bit more difficult, especially if you're a beginner, because the wheels are bigger. Here the turning is a lot more effort. Like here, I want a left turn and then make a 360 turn, a little bit wider. On the Segway is extremely easy because it's got smaller wheel, it's self-balanced. Here you have to worry about the balance, worry about the turning, and because the wheel is big, it becomes much more effort. Especially for beginner, this would be like impossible. Like this will take a lot of training, a lot of practice to become good at this. Now I'm going to be doing this obstacle course with the Segway S Max. This is a much easier process because the wheel is already balanced with two. So while you're doing spinning, turning, trying to calculate your control, your turning, it's so much easier in comparison. So with tight space, narrow space, or turning, this one is just effortless. So depending on your environment, you will be choosing the right tool, the right EUC or Segway for you to enjoy. The disadvantage for the Segway S Max is that it is quite heavy. Like this thing is 20 kilograms, and also it's two wheel, right? So it's very wide. There are certain roads that are kind of narrow, then you will have difficulty to pass through. With the EUC, you don't have that problem because it's very narrow. So it doesn't matter what kind of road, every road you go to is very easier to go through. And because this one is heavy, so that if you try to put this in a car, right, or trying to go up a ladder, it's very difficult. It's going to require a lot of effort. But other than that, it has more advantage than the disadvantage. Hold it, bring it up, and you're ready to ride again. A little bit difficult. Going over the stairway with the Segway is more difficult. This one is 20 kilograms, so about 4 kilograms heavier, and you will need two hands just in case. Go over, put it down, and you're riding again. And for the disadvantage of the Inmotion V8F, although it is fun to use this, like really fun, the major challenge of this is the difficulty of learning. Like for most people, they would just give up because the learning curve is very high. Like learning to balance with your feet, especially in the first 3 days, there's a lot of frustration. For most people, they would just quit. It takes some determination in order to learn this. And now we're going to the store with Inmotion V8F. So you kind of have to walk a little bit because you can't really like stand still and not moving, or with one feet it's going to be very awkward, so you have to step down. So not as convenient, but it's still
doable. I'm on my Segway. Now I'm going to show everybody going through a store. Now with Segway, because you are able to stand where you are, so in the store it's actually safe. So on the Segway it's much easier. With the UC you have to get off and then walk with the trolley handle.
The Inmotion V8F, you have to, in the beginning you keep falling, but once you learn it, it becomes very difficult to fall. Now recently, it was last week, there was a very rainy and windy day. I was holding an umbrella, the wind was pulling me, and the wind was suddenly too strong, so my whole body was pulled like this, and that's when I lost the balance and fall off from the EUC. That's like the only time I ever fall because of the strong force by the wind. Otherwise, once you learn the UC, it's very difficult to fall from this. It just, in comparison, is safer. But this one, I actually fall many times because when going through different obstacles, if you go straight on, boom, like you will fall. Or sometimes it slid on the ice, or sometimes some little string metal got caught in one wheel and it will spin, it will fall. So in terms of safety, Inmotion V8F UC is actually safer.
You've reached the end of this video.
Now if you look at the speed, depending on what you connect. If you are using the knee control and the handlebar control, your top speed around 20, 25-ish, right? Isn't so fast, but it is very safe. Especially if you are standing, you don't want to go overly fast. Then you need to have a lot of safety equipment. Now with Inmotion V8F, the top speed is 35. But once again, you want to keep it around 25-ish. Because if you go to the 35, the high speed, it may not be so stable. Also, then you have to be wearing more protection, more gear, which would cause some inconvenience. So when I am casually riding this, usually I keep my speed around 25. So same thing with this one. So it is more for fun, not really for speed.
And thank you for spending your time watching and learning, comparing the difference between the Segway S Max and the EUC Inmotion V8F.
Like with this, the price like around $1,000, you can get this. Same thing with Inmotion V8F, like around $1,000, you can get this kind of thing.
There are many differences, many pros and cons. It's totally up to you to decide which one to go for. For me, my transition started with the Segway electric kick scooter with handlebar. That was easy and fun. And I started off by getting the Segway S Max with standing self-balance scooter. That was an easy transition. It's electrical, I'm standing, my hands free, and using the knee to control. It was scary at the beginning, but later on I found out it's extremely fun.
There is no like gasoline to pay. There is no like expensive maintenance, oil change, ongoing. There is no like insurance, high cost every month. These are basic, you know. You just plug in the electricity to charge it. And this electricity money versus gasoline or cars or motorcycle, it's like 100 of it. Like if you spend $100 on gasoline, right? This one, you spend $1 on electricity. It's like if you are driving, it's 100 times more expensive, the cost.
And 2 years later, I
venture and got into UC, and it was a very good decision because although the learning curve is very difficult, but once you learn it, you feel confident, you feel wonderful, you feel awesome, a new way of moving around, and improve your mobility. And I get to enjoy the benefit of both worlds with UC and also with Segway.
And if you compare with motorcycle, this is 10 times cheaper. So these are very economic. Like you're doing grocery, you're picking up your dinner, picking up your lunchbox. This is super convenient, super fun, and you feel so happy riding it.
Any question you have about the UC, about the Segway, comment below. I always do my best to answer everyone's question.
It connect with your central nerve system. Like car, not really connected. The motorcycle connected a little bit because when you do left turn, right turn, you can kind of use your body to shift, right? Or you can use the handlebar. But it's just different. Like while you're standing and able to moving forward, it's like it's just so different. Just so happy and it's just so efficient. Like I've been riding this for several years now, and this is life changing. Like every day I need to ride this. And only last year I learned the UC. Took me a lot of effort, a lot of frustration, a lot of struggle, but I finally learned it, and I'm happy I did. I spent the time to invest and go through the struggle.
Crazy Superman will talk to you guys next time. Ciao. Now it is your turn. Pick a UC like this or a Segway to learn and to change your own life. It's so good. I have this thing, and it will be so good you have this thing too, and you will be so happy once you have this in your life, because just motion create emotion. What kind of emotion? Your happy emotion.